Hi, if you don't know who I am, my name is Liam and I'm here to distract you from life, and today we are looking at Game of Thrones Episode 2, Season 7, Stormborn. Now, if you're new to this channel, I do 2 video series here every single week. One is for Game of Thrones, which we're doing right today, and if you're also interested, I do another video series where I look into drag queens who haven't been on RuPaul's Drag Race, and we kind of explore them together and do that kind of stuff. But let's look at this episode, which the reason why I'm doing this series is for people who have just watched Game of Thrones and they want to talk about it a little bit, or people who just want to be in on the conversation when they go to work tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Or school tomorrow. Because everyone's talking about this damn show, and 7 seasons is a lot to catch up on. Do you know what I mean? So, enter Liam. Oh, and some of you guys in the last episode told me that Jon Snow, because I was kind of wink-wonking to the fact that maybe Jon Snow and Khaleesi will get it on, but you guys informed me that they're related, which I did not realize, so I had to look into this a little bit. So here, follow the logic. So, Jon Snow is a bastard child, known throughout the whole series. That's who he is. And we later found out at the end of season 5 or 6. It was the end of season 5 or 6. We learned that his mother was actually Lyanna Stark. His father is Rhaegar Targaryen. Rhaegar Targaryen, I said that right. Okay, so here's the thing. Rhaegar Targaryen is Daenerys Targaryen's brother. So, because who he thought his father wasn't his father, but he adopted his sister's son, who his sister slept with Daenerys' brother, which means, But you know what? This is Game of Thrones, so they'll probably wink wonk. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what you need to know is Jon Snow is now going to be coming to meet Daenerys. This is what he does when he's on his way to meet Daenerys. And there's a couple reasons why he's going to that. First of all, for the dragon glass, which is on her hometown. So he needs to kill the zombies. Do you know what I'm talking about? And also, she has dragons that has fire that will also kill the zombies. So what I found really cool in this episode was we got to saw like that's not a sentence, Liam. We got to see a bunch of different dragon heads or skulls, because so far, we've only seen 3 living dragons. I mean, well, we still haven't seen any other 3 living dragons because they were wiped out a long time ago. But we got to see a dungeon that was full of dragon bones. And the scary thing is that Cersei, the one who's really scary and is gonna like kind of kill everybody, because that's kind of her thing, she has this weapon that's gonna go straight through the dragon's head. I don't wanna see one of those dragons die. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure we're gonna see one of those dragons die. Anyway, they shot an arrow through a skull, so they can do that. But they only have one of those arrows, and my first initial thought when I saw that was, what if, you know, like it's gonna be really hard to aim that directly into their skull. And you've been working day and night on this one arrow, so if you've only got one of these, which I'm sure they have more, but it seems like they only got one of these, and if they've got one of these, what if they just like set it on fire and then fly away? That's how they fly, by the way. That's how the dragons fly. Then isn't that kind of over for your defensive system? I'm guessing when there's like a giant fight and things like that, we're gonna see rows of them. But if there's only one, I mean, GL, honey. Jon Snow has gone off to meet, remember, this is how they go. He's gone off to go meet his aunt, Daenerys. And meanwhile, he's left his sister Sansa in charge of his whole kingdom. So now she's got the army of the Night's Watch, you know? She's in charge of Castle Black, you get what I mean? So she's there now, but she's left with this guy called Littlefinger, who is a creep. He's been getting with her aunt, then he was trying to get with her. This is what he does when he like sexually assaults people. So he's been really creepy. And before that happened, seriously, I don't know what he's doing here. And in this whole scene that we're looking at right now, I was saying audibly, why are you here? No one wants you here. Get out of here, Littlefinger. And then Jon Snow's like, if you put a hand on my sister, I'll kill you myself. That's exactly what happened. You don't need to watch the show, you can just watch me. I'll perform all the parts. It'll just be me playing every part in a different wig. Okay, so the next creepiest thing that happened was, so Arya Stark has now discovered that her brother is very close to her. And she's like, well, I'm gonna go abandon my attack on Cersei for a moment, and I'm just gonna head this way. And I'm gonna travel over and see my brother, because I thought that he was, I didn't think he was there. So that's where she's going, and meanwhile he's going off in a completely other direction. It's very confusing, I know what you mean, but what we need to know about this situation is, she's in the middle of the woods, right? I'm setting the scene for you. She's in the middle of the woods, she's with her horse, she's got a fire, she's just rummaging along, and then all these wolves come up around her. Or they're all around her. And then this giant one comes up and is gonna bite her head off. What you need to know is the Starks were given their own wolves. Eons ago, 6 seasons ago, in fact. When they were children, they were given all of themselves their own wolves. And this giant wolf is her wolf that she had, but a lot of them ran away into the woods. And I mean, they all had their different storylines of why they lost their wolves. But anyway, Arya's one went off into the woods, and it has grown huge, and apparently it has a posse. So she was gonna try and, you know, say hi, rekindle the relationship, and was gonna try and make her familiar and bring her along for, like, her attack. But that didn't quite happen because the wolf went peace. But you know what I think's gonna happen? I think the wolf is gonna stalk her a lot and protect her, and then if she ever gets into trouble, like the wolves are just gonna jump on her enemies, you know what I mean? That's what I think's gonna happen. But that was super freaky, super spooky, super ooky gooky. Okay, so the end of this episode, the Game of Thrones has this tendency to do things that is very, it's not what you would expect, you know what I mean? So there's this guy called Theon Greyjoy, and he is her brother. There we go. He's her brother. And here's the thing. He was a really bad guy. Like, we did not like him many seasons ago. And then he got turned into like a servant, and he was just ripped to pieces. And you know what? He also lost his bits. It's a thing, okay? Men don't keep their bits in this show for very long. There's a whole army missing them. He turned into a character called Reek. Okay, and by turning into a character called Reek, Theon and Reek are the same person, but he got so battered down by the guy from Misfits. He's hot, man, he's so hot. He got beaten down so hard by that guy that he just turned into like this slave. Anyway, Reek kind of got built back up into Theon Greyjoy, and now he was like, I'm me again, yay, and I'm with my sister, and we're going off to fight the war with Daenerys, right? That's kind of what he was doing on these boats, but then they got back. And so his sister, right, has been captured by Hot Squid Man, with a thing to her neck, and he's supposed to be protecting his sister, and he just like freaks the frick out and turns back into Reek. Which, mind you, this isn't a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation. He just got super spooked out because, I mean, there's people getting their tongues ripped out, killed. He was looking at his sister and going, I can't save her, so he jumped off the boat. And all I did in that moment was said, what are you doing? They're probably gonna meet up again, and he's gonna try and save her, and she's just gonna kill him. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's gonna be very interesting. Anyway, there you go, guys. That's all you really need to know about this this episode. So if you don't watch Game of Thrones and you go to school tomorrow, you go to work or whatever, and people are still talking about it, all you need to know is that war plans went awry and everyone died. Cool? Sounds like Game of Thrones to me. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like button. It's just down there. And if you did enjoy this video and you'd like to see more of my stuff, you can totes hit the subscribe button that's just down below. It says the word subscribe. It's like in a little red rectangle. If you hit that, you'll be notified every single time I upload a video. Isn't that amazing? Okay, well, I'll see you in a couple of days for a, my God, my glasses are dirty. I'll see you in a couple of days for a, for another look into a new drag queen. So, bye.